All right, so this video is about Reggae Boyz head coach Steve McClaren and what is technically, quote unquote, his status with the JFF, with the Reggae Boyz squad, and what is going on right now. And also, I'm going to speak about the Unity Cup versus what we have seen recently, the World Cup qualifiers and the Gold Cup. So I'll be touching on these two topics. Um, Quite an interesting one, very, very interesting one, people, based off certain data. All right, so welcome back, people, to MG Sports TV. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Hopefully, you guys can do the good stuff in hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button. All right, so let me just get this straight off the bat. I'm not gonna waste no time at all, because I want to be as straight and as frank as possible. As I say, get the likes up. Let's see if we can hit. Let's see if we can hit 500 likes. If we can go 2,000 views, me kind of sure 500% with that lot can hit the like button. All right, so straight off the bat, Steve McClaren is not going anywhere. So over the past couple of days, since the Reggae Boyz drop out of the Gold Cup, Steve McClaren has become the scapegoat for the team. Which, let me tell you, this is not contradicting what I'm saying. It's actually just me agreeing on some of the aspect of some of the cryouts that I've heard and some of the supporters are having. But also, this is just me also putting in context what the real issues are surrounding the team, quote unquote. Now, there's certain factors in regards to how a team is set up, how a team is managed, and certainly Steve McClaren has to be held accountable for some of the mishaps that we would have seen. Let that be said. Now, we have to also remember that, quote unquote, some of the same persons that are now pitching farts and buckle bombs and all that type of something that the coach go were the same persons prior to the Unity Cup, also the Guatemala game when we went 3-0, were hailing him best manager ever, best manager since Rene Simoes, all of these things. These are the same persons. So that's why I'm not always quick to be reactive and to just jump out some claim. But for the past couple of days, I've been seeing this extensive and very aggressive narrative towards the coach that the coach must go and automatically the squad will be fixed. Now, I've seen even persons, quote unquote, throwing all the names around of players playing on all different various leagues that these players will automatically fix the issue. Quote unquote, again, me I said, Mason Greenwood. No, let me tell you, people, it's all a farce. It's all a dream. That's not how things work. One, let me make it clear again, the coach is not going anywhere. This is the coach that is set to take us to the World Cup. You can believe it or not that he will get the job done. That's no problem. You have seen enough evidence to believe what you want to believe. Me can't tell you what to believe. For one, I do have understand where persons who are going in the bracket of he can't do nothing, this a coach and already. I do understand that. As I say, I've seen him making mistakes, but I've also seen him do good things as well. World Cup journey, it's not a hard one. It's really not a hard one. But the fear is if he does not take us to the World Cup, I think a lot of persons are going to lose it. That's the big, big fear. But we can't allow fear to cause us to act and do something that's so detrimental to what we're trying to achieve. Yes, we've gotten a few bad results in recent times. If you look at the coach's record at this present moment, he has a 47% win ratio. Let that be said, in 17 games, he's already won 8 of those. And he have only lost 4. In 17 games, he have only lost 4. So him in the region of almost a 50% win ratio. Almost. In just 17 games, in just a year, in just 1 year. So I don't think that's going to warrant him to be sacked from my perspective. And if you know football, 90% of the time when a coach is sacked, 90, I never say all the time, just go and do your research yourself. When a coach is sacked, it's solely because, not just because of performance, but also the coach losing the dressing room. Now, you could come in with your speculation or your observation that you believe the coach lose the dressing room and you believe that the results aren't going the right way. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all wrong with that. But at this present moment, when I hear the murmurs are come out, when I hear them something, so for me, I don't hear it. I make it clear. You could hear it, no problem. I don't hear any of that. So technically, from that perspective, I would believe he still have the dressing room intact. Now, other than that, he's getting desired result. Yes, the last campaign, the Gold Cup campaign, which is one of our worst. I have to say it's one of our worst. Maybe, just maybe, it's a lesson to learn. And the coach did admit that. I never gonna say that again. Coach did admit that we probably aren't good as what we think. And I do believe that statement is sent directly towards players. So make it official, the coach not going anywhere. We know enough people not gonna like it. Enough people gonna say, MG, but you see the coach really this is a coach you can't take anywhere. Coach only lose 4 games. Coach only lost 4 games, and 2 of those games were in the Gold Cup. Fine, problem. 2 of those games are in the Gold Cup. And I think that with other factors, maybe would I get the job done. Now, why did I mention the World Cup qualifiers, Gold Cup, and also the Unity Cup? So let's move away from the coach and him being fired. We clear that up, him not get fired. Now, I've got the opportunity, because I know a lot of persons are nice about this, that, right, and about the Unity Cup. I've got the opportunity to see distance covered by the team in the Unity Cup versus the distance covered by the team in the World Cup games, even the World Cup qualifiers game. And there has been a significant drop. Now, the question is, why was there a drop? A significant drop. The big question is, again, why was there a drop? Now, let's say, for example, the entire team cover the distance of, like, say, 900 kilometers, the entire team. That's all the players running together would have covered through the entire game. 900 kilometers, just saying. That's the distance they'd covered for the Unity Cup. World Cup qualifiers and Gold Cup, they're not going nowhere close to the numbers. They're not going nowhere close to that numbers. They go probably about, let's say 30% less. They hit 30% less. Now you have to ask yourself, why? Why is that so? Now, I do believe that more talent is in the team now, other than the Unity Cup. So you have more talent in the team right now. So because of more talent, you probably say more talent mean less running. Many persons might say, boy, more running don't necessarily mean better football. But one thing we know for sure, if your talent is equal to your opponent, and your opponent are run more than you, anywhere in the world of football, me can guarantee you won't win. You're not win. You're not winning. And in the event, even if you have talent on the team, on the pitch, and your opponent outrun you, chances are you're not winning again. Go and check it. Check it by all different levels. Chances are you're not winning. So I do think that there is something right there that the coach has to look into. Why is it that the team did less work, or probably should I say less running, than that we saw in the Gold Cup, the Unity Cup. 2 Unity Cup games, their running numbers were very high. And they sustain a high intensity for the 90 minutes toward the Unity Cup. So the coach has to look into himself and say, what really happened? World Cup qualifiers, Gold Cup, why they did not or weren't able to sustainably hit those numbers, those running numbers. So we have to look into that. As I say, more quality players coming in a team, so maybe the numbers drop because they might compensate for quality. But the coach did say it doesn't matter how talented you are, if you don't work hard enough, you will never achieve what you want. So talent can compensate for hard work at the end of the day, especially if the team are playing against are probably even say they're little bit less talented than you. You have to work hard. And that is a big, big problem. Despite all the coaches' issue, the players, I do think, based off the numbers, that shows it. If we can match the Unity Cup running numbers, just maybe with the talent, maybe we can be untouchable. But if we have a talent and we not match work rate, makes sense. People are gonna say, boy, why make sense us run up and down like headless chicken? You know, when you look on the defensive recoveries, when you look at the defensive recoveries in the Unity Cup comparison to the World Cup qualifiers and the World Cup, vast defensive recoveries, vast difference. And that's the reason why we concede so much goals. Anyways, big up on yourself, people. Can't go cost me now, come on now, cost me. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again. Until next time, MG Sports TV. We're out. God bless. Boom. Outside. The girls, what? Outside.